Hi, everybody. It's day 33 of beginning a new day, and we're going to jump in and make it happen. This is the beginning of a new day. God has given me this day to use as I will. I can waste it or use it for good. What I do today is important because I'm exchanging a day of my life for it. When tomorrow comes, this day will be gone forever, leaving in its place something that I've traded for it. I want it to be gain, not loss, good, not evil, success, not failure, in order that I shall not regret the price that I paid for it. So I had one to do, and that was to write a blog post. I wrote some of my blog post. I did not complete it. So I'm still trying to figure things out. Time is going to be a challenge. So that is one of my learnings is I need to write blog content. Blog content is going to be probably the most important content that True My Identity will have working for it. So I need to figure out how to carve out the time to write legitimate blog posts for my website. It typically takes me, on average, 4 to 5 hours to write a good blog post, a solid 1,000-word blog post with at least one image. So if you take that into consideration with the time allocation that I have on a weekly basis, which is 7 to 14 hours a week, 1 to 2 hours a day in the evening, I'm not going to clearly get a blog post done in one day. And it's going to take up a legitimate chunk of time that I have for that week. So if I'm working 1 hour a week or 1 hour a day for an entire week, that's only 7 hours a week. So I that would pretty much eat up the time writing a blog post all week. So that's the challenge I'm up against right now with the minimal time that it takes. I may have to reduce the size of the blog posts and just do small 300-word blog posts on the words just to get stuff on the site. I don't necessarily want to do that, but it might be the necessity just to get stuff on the site. We'll have to see how that works, and I think that's my biggest learning is I really have to determine what my blog content strategy really is, what it looks like, what I want this content to look like, sound like, feel like, and when I want to publish it. So that's the other thing. I need to spend time because I've come to this crossroads now in running the business where I can't just keep doing stuff. In order to do all of what I'm trying to do, which would include blog posts, video, social content, emails, in order for all of that to make sense, I need to map it out. I need to create a content calendar, and it needs to be prioritized by timing, in essence. So I need to figure out how I'm doing all of those pieces strategically and consistently, and I need to build out a calendar that's going to reflect what I need to get done when. Without that, I'm just shooting from the hip and I'm trying to put pieces together, and it's not an integrated marketing plan. And it needs to be integrated when you have that many moving parts. So, I think that has to be one of my next steps. I think I have to put legitimate time into building out my strategy for all of this stuff and a plan for this stuff. Now, that is not sexy. That is not fun stuff. But it is a necessity. It is a foundation that's going to help me do the things I need to do. So now that I've come to this realization, it's a good thing that I've waited to do it, actually, because I've been tinkering in each of these elements. I've already sent out a newsletter. I'm doing video, and I'm attempting to write a blog post, and I've created social graphics and posted those. So I've done a little bit of all of them, and I have an idea of what I want to do for each. I just need to put the structure behind it to make it fit all together, because right now it doesn't, and I'm not planning it out to do consistent stuff. So, that being said, that will probably be my next series of to-dos this next week after I get this blog post done. I want one blog post on my site just to see how the process goes. So I'm going to attempt to get the one blog post done. I don't know if that's going to happen today, and here's a challenge. I probably have another 2 to 3 hours of work to do on the blog post, and I have 1 to 2 hours that I need to spend doing my numbers, weekly numbers for my 9 to 5 job today, in addition to trying to write 2 to 3 hours worth of content. And it's Sunday, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. So the time that I'm going to get to do my numbers and my blog posts is going to be after the Super Bowl. And I'll probably fall asleep an hour after the Super Bowl. So the likelihood of me getting the blog post done is slim to none. But I'm going to see. I'm going to see how it goes. Like I said, if I just choose to do a quick little snippet blog post just to get something on my site, it might get done tonight. We'll see. So that takes care of what I got done, or didn't get done in this case, what I learned out of it, and what I'm going to try to accomplish today. Word of the day today? The word of the day today is logical. And logical is something that came to be. Why I chose logical is because I need to figure out the logical approach to the content development that I'm doing. That's how it fits in. How do all the pieces together? So if we're using a logical mindset, or if you are an incredibly logical person, and you're one that would want to wear a True My Identity t-shirt that says logical, how is it that your brain works? How is it that you're putting the pieces together for this world? Basically, I look at it as this, and I'm dumbing it down dramatically. There is a logical pretense. Sorry, how's the best way to say this? There are rules for logic. Maybe that's the best way to put it. And they are formal rules that have been created over time by all the logical minds of humanity. I am not focusing on the foundational rules of logic. I look at it like this. If this is true, then this is the outcome. So that's how I'm looking at it. It's an if-then statement. That's the fundamental basics for me. So in applying that kind of thinking to, and I think that's only like a small piece of logic, really, in the learnings that I've had over time, which some of it is extremely dry and some of it is incredibly interesting when you dig into logic. But the logical mind is putting pieces together that make sense, that make the puzzle fit together, if you will. If this is happening, then this must be the outcome. So, for me, I am not incredibly logical all the time, but I should take that back. I try to be logical all the time. I try to be. So you can see what I talked about today, as far as I need to put a plan together, so I'm not just going willy-nilly on the content I'm building for True My Identity. That's my logical mind kicking into gear and saying, hey, let's make sense of all of this, so you're not just wasting time and spinning your wheels doing things that may not work for what you're trying to do right now. So that's why I'm coming up with my own marketing plan, my own content plan, my own content strategy, what I want to do, when I want to do it. So, and why I want to do that. The why is the important part. Why is this important? If this is important, then this should be your priority, right? So, the logical mind is a powerful mind because it helps to explain proclamations, right? So, if somebody is proclaiming this, the logical mind would say how, why, what goes into it, where did it all come from, when did it happen, right? And they put all the pieces together to help explain that proclamation. And if the pieces don't add up, then that proclamation is not true, based on the logic put together. And that, to me, is, I think that's needed, especially in this highly emotionally driven environment that we're in right now in this country. Logic has to be at the forefront. And under the Republic of the United States, and the Constitution that we have in place that dictates this country and our beliefs, the legal system that we have is based off of logic, or it should be, right? So, it's a very interesting concept if you dig into logic, and the logical mind is a very cool one who is able to put together all the pieces. And if you are a logical thinker who needs things to make sense, and it's a priority for you to really try to identify and figure out true statements, true proclamations, to justify your thoughts or actions, I get it. I'm one of them. Not all the time, but I'm one of them. It logically needs to make sense to me. And that's just the way it is. I would wear one of those t-shirts. I would wear a logical t-shirt and be proud of it. So that's it, guys. Logical is the day of the day. My name is Luke Felbergy with True Identity. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd appreciate it. Make sure you click the bell to get notified every time that I send out a new one. And visit True Identity and pick up a t-shirt. Have a great day, guys.